By 2026, airports will feel nothing like they do today. Your face could become your boarding pass. Across the world, airports are quietly upgrading to a new travel era, one built on biometric gates, digital passports, and automated security systems. No more stamping passports or handing over boarding passes. Your identity will live in the cloud, verified in seconds. In this video, we'll explore the biggest airport rule changes coming in 2026, what they mean for travelers, and how you can prepare before these systems go fully live. So, let's start with the first major shift: biometric screenings that are replacing traditional ID checks. 10. The end of passport stamps. By 2026, one of the most nostalgic parts of travel, getting your passport stamped, will start disappearing. The European Union's new Entry-Exit System, or EES, is leading the change, replacing old-fashioned ink stamps with a fully digital record of every traveler entering or leaving the Schengen area. Instead of a border officer stamping your passport, cameras will capture your facial image and fingerprints, storing them securely in an EU-wide database. This system automatically logs when and where you entered or exited, meaning no more confusion over visa days or lost records. Why does this matter? First, it helps authorities track overstays and unauthorized entries much more accurately. Second, it speeds up border crossings, cutting down wait times, especially at busy airports like Paris, Frankfurt, or Madrid. And third, it increases security and transparency by linking biometric data directly to each traveler's digital file. It's a big shift, practical, efficient, but a little bittersweet. For decades, passport stamps told the story of where you'd been. Soon, those memories will live online, not on paper, and with that, global travel enters its most digital chapter yet. 9. Biometrics on arrival and departure. When you arrive or leave an international airport in 2026, expect to face more cameras, not for surveillance, but for biometric verification. The new systems will scan your face and fingerprints at automated gates to confirm your identity instantly, without needing to show your passport every time. This isn't science fiction. It's already rolling out across Europe, North America, and Asia. Under the EU Entry-Exit System, for example, non-EU nationals, including tourists, students, and short-term visitors, will have their biometric data collected the first time they enter the Schengen area. That data will then be stored securely for up to 3 years and used to verify you on future trips. The goal is to simplify border checks, reduce queues, and make it harder for travelers to overstay visas or use fake documents. In the US, similar technology is expanding at major airports through CBP's Biometric Exit program, scanning faces of passengers as they board outbound flights. While privacy concerns remain, most systems promise encrypted storage and strict data protection. For travelers, this means faster, paperless processing and fewer reasons to dig through your bag for IDs. And as biometric checks rise, another old travel ritual is quietly fading away: the passport stamp. 8. The timeline, when it kicks in. So, when does all of this actually start? The European Union's Entry-Exit System, the backbone of these airport rule changes, is set to launch in October 2025. That's when border checkpoints across the Schengen area will begin collecting biometric data from non-EU travelers entering or leaving Europe. But the real transformation happens in April 2026, when the system becomes fully operational across all participating EU countries. By then, manual passport stamping will be phased out, and every major airport will have biometric kiosks and e-gates installed for arrivals and departures. During the transition, travelers can expect longer wait times and some confusion as border agents and passengers adjust to the new process. You might see extra signage, separate lines for biometric registration, and staff guiding first-time users through the fingerprint and face scan steps. Once the rollout stabilizes, though, the benefits will become clear: faster border checks, fewer errors, and a fully digital record of your travel history. For frequent travelers, this is the moment to stay informed, update your documents, and make sure your information matches across all systems. Next, let's see how these biometric systems will work once you actually arrive and depart. 7. The rise of digital travel credentials. Imagine boarding a plane, passing through security, and crossing a border, all without ever pulling out your physical passport. That's the idea behind the Digital Travel Credential, or DTC, a secure electronic version of your passport that lives on your phone. Developed under the guidance of the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, the DTC contains the same information as your regular passport: your photo, biometric data, and travel details, but stored in a digital format. It's designed to let travelers verify their identity through facial recognition or a QR code scan, all without handing over a physical document. Several countries, including Finland, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom, have already started pilot programs allowing passengers to test DTCs on select international routes. Using a government-approved app, travelers can pre-upload their data before arriving at the airport, allowing them to move through dedicated e-gates in just seconds. For now, the system will operate alongside traditional passports, but experts say DTCs could eventually replace physical ones entirely, much like how digital boarding passes replaced paper tickets. It's faster, more hygienic, and nearly impossible to forge. But it also raises big questions about privacy and cybersecurity. And while digital passports are on the rise, their rollout follows a strict timeline you'll want to know. 6. Your phone as your passport. By 2026, your smartphone could become the centerpiece of your travel identity. The International Air Transport Association and the International Civil Aviation Organization envision a future where your boarding pass, visa, and even passport live together in a secure digital wallet on your device. These journey passes are designed to update automatically. For example, if your flight is delayed, the system refreshes your boarding details in real time. If your visa or entry authorization changes, it syncs instantly with the airport's verification system. All of this happens without touching a single piece of paper. Several airlines, including Delta, United, and British Airways, have already begun pilot programs testing mobile travel credentials. In practice, this could mean walking up to a gate, having your face scanned, and boarding immediately. No passport, no printed ticket, no manual verification. Of course, relying on your phone has risks. A dead battery, lost device, or technical glitch could leave you stranded. Experts strongly advise keeping a physical passport or backup copy of your travel documents in case technology fails. This innovation isn't just about convenience, it's about streamlining travel, reducing lines, and improving security. But it also signals a shift in the near future. Knowing how to manage your digital credentials will be just as important as packing your suitcase. And speaking of boarding without documents, some airports are already letting travelers skip the traditional check-in process entirely. 5. Document-free boarding. Imagine arriving at your gate and walking straight onto your flight without showing a boarding pass or passport. This is already happening at airports like Abu Dhabi International, where facial recognition systems are being used for document-free boarding. Here's how it works. Passengers who have registered their biometrics in advance, usually via an airline app or airport kiosk, simply walk up to the boarding gate. Cameras scan their face, verify it against the stored data, and automatically clear them for boarding. No fumbling with phones, no paper tickets, and no extra steps. The experience is not just faster, it's smoother and less stressful. Lines shrink, boarding becomes more orderly, and travelers move through security and gates almost effortlessly. Airlines and airports report that this reduces human error, improves efficiency, and even cuts down on missed flights. While the system is currently optional in most locations, by 2026, document-free boarding is expected to expand globally, especially at hubs in the Middle East, Europe, and Asia. Early adopters are enjoying shorter waits and a more streamlined travel experience, and soon, it could become the standard everywhere. But even as boarding becomes nearly automatic, airport security is also evolving, introducing faster, touchless screening that changes how we prepare our bags. 4. Faster, touchless security. Airport security is getting a major upgrade. By 2026, the TSA and other international agencies are rolling out facial recognition and touchless ID systems across major airports, totally transforming how passengers move through security. Instead of presenting your ID and boarding pass to an agent, travelers can just step up to a kiosk or lane where cameras capture a quick scan of your face, matching it against pre-registered credentials. The system confirms your identity in seconds, letting you pass through without ever handing over a document. And touchless ID doesn't just mean no physical interaction, it also streamlines the process. Laptops, liquids, and even shoes may no longer need to be removed at certain airports, thanks to next-generation CT scanners and advanced AI analysis. Security lines are expected to move faster, which should really help reduce congestion during those peak travel times. For passengers, this means less stress, shorter waits, and a smoother journey from curb to gate. However, not every airport will upgrade at the same pace, so some travelers may still encounter traditional checks. It's a significant shift. Security is becoming digital-first, automated, and way more efficient. But travelers still need to stay informed about which airports offer touchless options. Preparing in advance can save time, especially if you're connecting through multiple hubs. With security lines becoming nearly seamless, the next big change is how airlines will handle carry-on luggage and personal items. 3. Privacy, data, and safety concerns. As airports roll out biometric systems, questions about privacy and data security are definitely coming into focus. When your face, fingerprints, or travel documents are scanned, that information isn't just checked in real time, it's stored digitally. In the EU's entry-exit system, for instance, biometric data for non-EU travelers is kept for up to 3 years, while in the US, similar programs retain data long enough to track departures and prevent overstays. Access to this information is strictly controlled, usually limited to border authorities, immigration officers, and certain airline staff. Encryption and security protocols protect it from unauthorized use, but the concern remains. Any centralized database carries potential risks if breached. Travelers and privacy advocates debate the balance between convenience and data protection. On one hand, biometric systems speed up boarding, reduce lines, and make security checks more accurate. On the other, some fear that storing personal identifiers digitally could lead to misuse, surveillance concerns, or identity theft if safeguards fail. For now, experts suggest travelers stay informed, use official apps, and understand what data is being collected. Being aware of how your information is stored and who can access it helps you navigate the new airport rules confidently. Convenience may come with trade-offs, but the next evolution, faster, touchless security lanes, is already changing the way we pass through checkpoints. 2. Global vision of passport-free travel. Around the world, airports are experimenting with passport-free travel, turning what used to be a slow, paper-heavy process into a fully automated experience. In Singapore's Changi Airport, travelers can use facial recognition from check-in all the way to boarding, skipping manual ID checks entirely. Similarly, Dubai International has introduced biometric gates that let passengers move seamlessly through immigration without presenting a physical passport. Other forward-looking hubs in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East are testing similar systems, combining digital passports, facial recognition, and mobile boarding passes. The goal is simple: reduce congestion, minimize human error, and make travel faster, smoother, and more predictable. The trend is clear. What starts in pilot airports often spreads quickly. By 2026, the hope is that passport-free processes become the global norm, especially at major international hubs. Travelers could soon move from curb to gate with minimal interaction, using secure digital credentials instead of traditional paper documents. Of course, adoption will vary by country depending on infrastructure, regulations, and privacy laws. But the direction is unmistakable. Biometrics and digital IDs are no longer a futuristic idea, they're becoming standard practice. With this global shift underway, the next step in airport evolution is how personal data is collected, stored, and protected. A topic that's sparking both excitement and debate. 1. What you need to do as a traveler. With these new airport rules rolling out, travelers need to stay one step ahead. The first thing to do is update your travel apps and airline profiles. Many carriers now allow passengers to register biometric data in advance, link digital travel credentials, and even manage boarding passes entirely from a smartphone. Staying current ensures you won't run into delays at the gate. Next, know where and when biometric systems apply. Not every airport will implement them at the same time. Major hubs in Europe, the Middle East, and North America are leading the way, while smaller airports may still rely on traditional ID checks. Checking your departure and arrival airports ahead of time can save stress and confusion. Finally, keep a physical backup. Even with digital passports, mobile IDs, and journey passes, a paper passport remains essential. Technical glitches, low battery, or app errors could leave you stranded without proof of identity. A simple photocopy or secure digital photo of your passport's information page can also act as a safety net. By preparing in advance, travelers can navigate these changes smoothly, confidently, and efficiently. A little planning now avoids long lines, unnecessary stress, and costly mistakes. And once you've updated your apps and packed your backups, the real transformation begins, starting with passport-free travel around the globe. The future of travel is arriving fast. By 2026, airports will look and operate nothing like they do today. Biometric gates will replace manual ID checks, digital travel credentials may live on your phone, document-free boarding will streamline gates, and touchless security will make lines faster and more efficient. Carry-on rules, luggage scans, and digital passport systems will all reshape the passenger experience, turning airports into high-tech hubs. It's a lot to take in, but the key takeaway is simple. Preparation is everything. Update your apps, understand where and how biometrics apply, and keep a physical backup of your passport. In 2026, if you're not ready, the airport might feel like a foreign world. But if you are, you're traveling like a tech insider, skipping lines and moving with confidence. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and stay tuned, because the future of travel is not coming. It's already on its way. Get ready to experience airports like never before.